Mr. President, it's very easy to say that we need to create more jobs. It's proven much more difficult to get bills passed to accomplish that. On both sides of the aisle, we say that we're in agreement that small businesses are the engines of job growth. Before us is a bill that would put our words into action by enacting a number of provisions that will help these businesses survive and thrive, keeping current workers on the payroll and creating new jobs. For months, this legislation has been bottled up in this chamber, held up by a filibuster. The filibuster has come despite the fact that business groups have strongly, almost unanimously, in fact, probably unanimously, called for its passage. It promises to help create perhaps 500,000 jobs that our economy needs so desperately to get moving again. So I'm hopeful that we will finally end this needless delay, get small businesses the support that they need, get capital flowing, and get more Americans back to work. We are on the verge of doing that, and I hope we can do that within the next 24 hours. This bill is going to do that by addressing a key problem that small businesses now face: difficulty in obtaining the capital that they need to operate, expand, and grow. One of the most important ways in which this bill will do that is through a state small business credit initiative. Now, I've sought inclusion of this provision along with many senators, including Sherrod Brown, Senator Stabenow, Warner, Baca, Shaheen, Begich, McCaskill, and others, in order to provide the badly needed assistance to state and local programs across the country that help small businesses grow. And let me explain how this works. Just as the recession has battered the value of our homes, it has also battered the value of business property, such as real estate, factories, equipment. That has damaged the ability of small businesses to get bank financing because it has lowered the value of property that they can offer as collateral. And so businesses with plenty of customers, excellent credit histories, have been unable to get the financing that they have relied on and need, endangering existing jobs and preventing the creation of new jobs. My state and many other states have begun programs designed to deal with this problem. Thanks to our collateral support program in Michigan, companies like Celine Electronics, an electronics manufacturer, and Display Pack, a packaging company, have been able to expand production and add workers. And just since 2006, with just $3 million in state money, Michigan's Capital Access Program has leveraged nearly $88 million in private lending and saved or created an estimated 13,000 jobs. But the demand for this successful program far exceeds the resources available. In Michigan and elsewhere, these programs can't help enough of the businesses that could effectively use support. Lack of resources for small businesses is stifling job creation by small business. And so the legislation before us include what we call the State Small Business Credit Initiative, which will make available $1.5 billion to state and local programs that help small businesses get the loans that they need. It will help provide many times that much in private loans to small businesses. There are other major provisions of this bill that will help small businesses create jobs. This bill contains $12 billion in tax cuts for small businesses, tax cuts that will help them put their money into growing their businesses and creating new jobs. It will more than double the limits for two of the Small Business Administration's most important loan programs and provide other enhancements to the SBA loan programs, enhancements that are going to increase lending to small business by over $5 billion in the first year. The bill also includes a proposal which I suggested for what we call an intermediary lending pilot program, which allows the SBA to make loans to intermediary lenders such as business incubators, which can then loan that money to growing businesses. The bill also includes the Small Business Lending Fund. This provision, very similar to the Bank on Our Communities Act, will provide capital to local community banks, the banks on which small businesses depend, so that they in turn can lend that money to small businesses. And it does all of this in a way which will not add to our budget deficit. This legislation has the support of nearly 200 business and financial industry groups. If these groups, many of which disagree with one another on many issues, can come together to support this legislation, it speaks volume about the positive impact that this bill is going to have.